so we're recording. So hello everybody. I'm glad you could make it out today. My name is Doug G. And if you don't know, thank you. If you don't know anything about me, you know that I love to cook. Okay, so having said that, we're gonna make some of the most amazing yeast rolls today using this Asian technique called Tangzhong. And if you were looking for a yeast roll recipe that is like the best, this is it. The thing about this technique is that it allows the yeast rolls to retain moisture. So after you've made your rolls, it increases that shelf life. So 3-4 days down the road, your rolls are still moist and delicious. So having said that, let's begin. Okay, so what we should do first is to make the Tangzhong, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering that word, but that's the best that I can do. All right, maybe you want to see the Tangzhong. So I don't know if any of you, but okay. So we're going to make that first. What we have is a half a cup of water. To this, we're going to add our 3 tablespoons of bread flour. And we're going to mix this together just so it's homogeneous. Okay? And what we're going to do is once we get this so that it's at a smooth paste, we're going to put this in the microwave. And Jordan, I may need your help with this. All right. Yeah.
We want to do 10 seconds?
I just want to make sure that I don't put this metal into the,
Yeah, we don't want to put
we don't.
metal.
All right. All right. And I have like this little whisk. You might want to invest in a little whisk like this because it makes this possible.
Thank you,
It makes it easier.
And we want
All
10
right.
seconds, sir?
We're going to 10 seconds. And so you're going to do this at 10-second intervals for like 40 to 80 seconds. And I noticed somewhere in between 40 seconds and 60 seconds, that's when this really comes together. And I'm going to show you the consistency of it. Okay, it's not quite there yet. It's still the first 10 seconds. It's still very liquidy. Is that a word?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go with liquidy. I like
All right. Another 10 seconds. And we're always monitoring this. You can have this at full power when you put it into the microwave. Okay, so this is, and by the way, it is getting warm. Yep. And today we're using this wonderful Breville oven, which maybe I'll have as a Christmas present. We'll see. I'm putting it on my wish list. All right, let's see. So 10, 20, 40, 10, 20, 30. Boy, whew, am I counting right? 10, 20, 30? All right. All right.
We got you played. Don't worry about it.
All right. All right. We might need to do this a little more. You know what, Jordan? Do it. Actually, do 20 seconds.
20 seconds?
20 seconds. Yep. And so Jordan was showing me how to use this magnificent microwave oven. It's so beautiful. The Breville Combi Wave 3-in-1.
So it's
okay.
an air fryer, a convection oven, and a microwave.
Wow, it's an air fryer, convection oven, and a microwave. So I may have made a mistake. It's actually 20-second intervals. 20 seconds, okay? And what you'll see eventually when it comes together, and it is beginning to come together. Yes, yes. And you know what? I'm actually gonna come out there and show you once it gets to where we want it to be, because when it becomes this pudding-like consistency, that means that the flour particles have, one more time, please,
Yes, sir.
have become gelatinized, and we're going to put that in our dough first. And then that gelatinized flour is going to coat all the other flour particles. And this is what allows your dough to retain moisture. And after all, that's what we want in our rolls. We want them to be moist. We want them to be tender. And this allows for that. And, okay.
Bread flour?
I'm using bread flour. Yep, we want bread flour because bread flour has a higher protein content. Can I come out there so you can see?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Like grit.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I just want you to see.
Wow.
So that's like the pudding-like consistency. See that? See? Okay. Now, before you made rolls, would you ever think about doing this?
No.
Right? We normally just add the yeast.
Okay.
See, Auntie? You see?
Ooh, nice.
All right. All right. And this is the Tangzhong technique. This right here. Okay? Now, we're going to try to put this in our bowl without making a mess and breaking everything back here. All right. That's right. Be careful. No tapping like really hard, right?
So when you mix the bread flour and the water together, is there a specific type of water, or does the water have to be at a certain temperature?
You know, you want to have like just room temperature water is okay because you're going to heat it up. All right. Now I have my Tangzhong. I have a half a cup of cold milk.
And the milk has to be cold?
Yes, the milk has to be cold. All right, because I don't know if you saw that, but there was a little steam coming off of the Tangzhong. So really what you're trying to do now is to kind of cool that down. And yeah, I know that people like to just use the dough hook and, you know, set it and forget it, but here you kind of like, you want to get it going. So you add your half a cup of cold milk. You add your egg. Okay, to this you are going to add your 2 cups of bread flour. Okay, here we have 1.5 teaspoons of your active dry yeast. You can use the active dry yeast, the instant yeast. You can use the rapid rise yeast. Okay, so.
What's your preference?
You know, I'm always in a hurry. So I want things to happen quickly, like yesterday. Yeah. All right, and we're just gonna make sure that we turn this on low because we don't want it to, well, with the dough hook, you probably don't really have to worry about the flour going all over the place. So first we start out in low, and then we're going to like medium high to get it going because of course, we're always in a rush. We want things to happen right away. All right, let me just move this out of the way. And so you can't see it from there, but what it's doing is it's slowly kneading it and it's coming together. And I'm always engaged when I'm making these rolls. So I'm gonna turn it down or turn it off. And then I am gonna go in with my spatula. And I'm just gonna help it out a little bit. Push all that dough that's around the bowl, push it into the center. Okay, we start out on low, always. That's just the rule. And this is actually coming together very nicely. The Tangzhong is in there. We've added our flour. We've added our yeast. Okay, and the Tangzhong is now coating all of those flour particles in our dough, which is what we want. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And ideally, we would have this on medium high. And in the perfect world, we'd probably go home. Or if we are home, probably making this at home, right? Okay. Unless you work in a bakery or something like that. You go home, have your little cocktail, glass of wine, chill out for a little bit, right? 5 minutes. We would have this meeting for 5 minutes. Right? And you can hear this. You can actually hear the dough come together because now you hear the machine starting to do a little bit of work. You can hear it. And so when we're cooking, we're always looking for different ways to identify a degree of doneness or where we want to be within that recipe. So we're making bread now, right? So right now we're trying to get this dough to come together. And the way that we know that it is, we can hear it without even looking at it. All right, we know that something has changed in this. All right, and you can hear the hook working. Okay, so this would happen for 5 minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead because, all right. Here, we have our 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay. The sugar actually, what it does, the sugar will tenderize, help to tenderize the dough. The one thing that I would be concerned about more so would be the salt, because the salt is what tends to slow the yeast, the action of the yeast down. But we're not adding too much. We're only adding 2 teaspoons, and then we have all that flour in there, and we have all those buffers in there. So normally, if we just added the salt to the yeast, it would probably kill it. But we have all those things going on, so it's providing a buffer. So we're safe between the salt and the sugar. Thank you for that question. Thank you for this question. Yes.
Will you have this online? Will you put the recipe online for us?
Yes. And listen, I have to tell you, this is really a recipe that I love. This has been done before. But there's a wonderful website that I love. Yeah, and it's called Cooks Illustrated. And I love it because they have the science behind what they do. You know, so it's a lot of, they look like geeks, and I consider myself to be one, you know, but it's like geeks cooking in the kitchen. When I see them, I get like really excited. But yeah, that's Cooks Illustrated. So now we've added our sugar, we've added our salt. Now we're gonna go in with this last ingredient, which is our unsalted butter. I just think that life, or really everything, is better with a little bit of butter. Everything is better with a little bit of butter. I'm using, yes it does, unsalted butter. We want to use unsalted butter because we just added salt, right? So if we were to go in with more salted butter, for some people, you know, it might not be too much salt, but yes. And that's a good question. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm just gonna turn this up a little bit, get that in there. Okay, things are coming together nicely. We are where we want to be with these amazing yeast rolls using the Tangzhong method. And as I said before, we're always checking this out, looking at it, monitoring it, right? And you'll notice towards this portion of the recipe, the butter tends to stay on the outside, but don't be discouraged. Okay, because you just continue with it. It's better to add it at room temperature because what I've discovered is that, and I have done that before, when you melt the butter, it tends to cause the dough to be like more liquidy, more loose, and it's harder to control. So when you add it at room temperature, it maintains that room temperature dough and it's easier to work with. And you're gonna push this out until it's, I say, an 8x2 rectangle. Can you see? I'm sorry, my back is to you. Sorry about that. Okay. And you're gonna flatten that out. Now, the gluten strands are long, they're elongated, right? So we want this with this roll. Okay, now I'm just gonna take one in and I'm gonna try to roll it so that it's equal, all right? And if you can see, it's no magic, it's nothing, no big deal. You just roll it, push it against itself.
Don't forget to show love to the other side, too. The other side. Yeah, you gotta show them love, too.
That's right.
And
Jordan, he's taking
thank you, Jordan. And so you can see this. Okay? And then I just kind of like press it down so it kind of seals itself, right? And now it's ready to put it into your greased pan. The second rise actually helps to provide a lighter texture. Sometimes after the first rise, it's not as light as it would be. It's a little dense. That second and third, then you get the lighter texture, the lighter bread. So this is how it's gonna look. But there is an egg wash on that. I prefer egg wash. I know sometimes people put a little cream and all these other, washes, but the egg wash does it for me. Okay?
So what is the egg wash?
Egg wash. The egg wash helps to brown it.
Oh.
Yep. And it also provides a sheen. We're gonna taste these rolls?
Yes.
We're gonna bake it at 375 for 25 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. Thank you.
So how long do you think we should put in
A couple of seconds. Yes. I do let it rest because it's like really hot, but sometimes I'm really hungry and I can't even wait that long. I take it right out and, go to work. Oh.
Yeah, we put it in like this.
And now we're gonna taste. Proof is in the pudding.
30 seconds.
So, huh?
30 seconds?
No, we'll do like 10. Do 10 seconds, yeah, because sometimes that really,
Got you.
it doesn't take that long. So we're just heating it up in the microwave. The thing is we don't wanna really cook it. We just wanna heat it up. And if you know anything about the microwaves, if you do too much, then it's like, it cooks it.
That's it. It's not.
Okay.
Try this.
When did I make this? I made it yesterday. Yep. I just made it yesterday.
At 30.
Yeah, do another 30, yeah.
I got you.
Discover this recipe.
How did I, I've been making rolls for a long time. My dad used to drive us from Southampton into Harlem to go to church, and coming up in the elevator, I would smell the rolls. I mean, I usually wanted to, eat first, but we had to go to church, the Sunday service. But I first was interested then, and then over the years with our Thanksgiving celebrations and different celebrations, because I enjoyed cooking, because I was interested in baking first, I began to research roll recipes.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I came up on this one because, in that research, whenever I cook something, I always research it first. Even if I know something about it, if I know a lot, I still am going to research it. So, and then I found the roll recipe from Cooks Illustrated, and this is it. I don't know, this is just a little more, yeah. I'm listening.
In order to preserve it so it doesn't, since this is fresh, keep it out, it will mold eventually. Should you freeze it to keep it longer?
You can freeze it. You can freeze it. I would say like a month or so without having to suffer any,
Do you
without it being like chewy or in quality, going down in quality. If that makes sense. Am I speaking English still?
And reheat it, kind of do it in a conventional oven. Would you just put it in foil and have it at a low temperature
Yep.
to reheat it?
Yep. If you're gonna do it in the oven, yes. Does anybody want any butter? All right. I love to read. I do a lot of reading, especially when it comes down to cooking. I want to know everything about cooking. So and then researching. For the many years that I was making yeast rolls, they tasted good when they came out of the oven, but then to me, they became dry over time, so that was the impetus for me continuing to search to make it better, which is also how I came about the carrot cake.